wish they get the trial done. Hand run the refreshments! And that's the jury box. And those 12 creatures, I suppose they are the jury. What are they doing? They can't have anything to put down yet before the trial's begun.
They're putting down their names, for fear they should forget them before the end of the trial.
Stupid things.
Silent in the court! Herald, read the accusation.
The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts all on a summer day. The Knave of Hearts, she stole those tarts and took them quite away.
Consider your verdict.
Not yet, not yet. There's a great deal to come before that.
Call your first witness.
First witness.
For bringing this in, but I hadn't quite finished my tea when I was sent for.
You ought to have finished. When did you begin?
14th of March, I think it was.
15th.
16th.
Write that down. Take off your hat.
I keep them to sell. I've none of my own. I'm a hatter.
Give your evidence. And don't be nervous, or I'll have you executed on the spot.
I wish you wouldn't squeeze so. I can hardly breathe. You've no right to grow here.
Don't talk nonsense. You know you're growing too.
Yes, but I grow up at a reasonable pace, not in that ridiculous fashion. Bring me the list of the singers in the last concert.
Give your evidence, or I'll have you executed, whether you are nervous or not.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty. And I hadn't begun my tea, not above a week or so. And what with the bread and butter getting so thin and the twinkling of the tea.
The twinkling of what? Of course, the twinkling begins with a T. Do you take me for a dance? Go on.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty.
I did.
You did.
I deny it.
He denies it. Leave out that part.
Well, at any rate, the dormouse said after that, I cut some more bread and butter.
But what did the Dormouse say?
That I can remember.
You must remember, or I'll have you executed.
I'm a poor man, Your Majesty.
You are very poor, speaker. If that's all you know about it, you must stand down.
I can go no lower. I'm on the floor as it is.
Then you may sit.
I rather finish my tea.
You may go.
And just take his head off outside.
Call the next witness. Give your evidence.
Shan't.
Well, if I must, I must. What are tart made of?
Pepper, mostly.
Treacle. Clear the dormouse. Behead that dormouse. Turn that dormouse out of court. Suppress him. Pinch him. Over his whiskers.
Never mind. Call the next witness. Really, my dear, you must cross-examine the next witness. It's quite makes my forehead ache.
Elise!
Here! Oh, I beg your pardon?
The trial cannot proceed until the jurymen are back in their proper place. Or what do you know about this business?
Nothing.
Nothing whatever.
Nothing whatever.
That's very important.
Unimportant, Your Majesty means, of course.
Unimportant? Of course, I mean. Silence! Rule 42. All person more than a mile high to leave the court.
not a mile high.
You are.
Nearly 2 miles high.
Well, I shan't go at any rate. Besides, that's not a regular rule. You invented it just now.
It's the oldest rule in the book.
Then it ought to be number 1.
Consider your verdict.
There's more evidence to come yet, please, Your Majesty. This paper has just been picked up.
What's in it?
I haven't opened it yet, but it seems to be a letter written by the prisoner to somebody.
It must have been that, unless it was written to nobody, which isn't usually, you know.
Who is it directed to?
It isn't directed at all. In fact, there's nothing written on the outside. It isn't a letter, after all. It's a set of verses.
Are they in the prisoner's handwriting?
No, they are not. And that's the queerest thing about it.
He must have imitated somebody else's hand.
Please, Your Majesty. I didn't write it, and they can prove I did. There's no name signed it.
If you didn't sign it, that's only make the matter worse. You must have meant some mischief, or else you'd like sign your name like an honest man.
That proves his guilt.
It proved nothing of the sort, when you don't even know what they're about.
Read them.
Where shall I begin, please, Your Majesty?
Begin at the beginning. Go on till you come to the end.
They told me you had been to her, and mentioned me to him. He gave me a good character, but said I could not swim. He sent them word I had not gone. We know it be true. If she should push the matter on, what would become of you? I gave her 1, they gave him 2. You gave us 3 or more. They all returned from him to you. Thought they were mine before. If I or she should change to be involved in this affair, he trusts to you to set them free, exactly as we were. My notion was that you had been, before she had this fit, an obstacle that came between him and ourselves and it. Don't let him know she liked them best, for this must ever be a secret kept from all the rest between yourself and me.
That's the most important piece of evidence we've heard yet. So, now let's the jury.
If any of them can explain it, I'll give him 6pence. I don't believe there's an atom meaning in it.
If there's no meaning in it, that save a world of trouble, you know, as we need it, try to find any. And yet I don't know.
Do I look like it?
Alright, so far we know it to be true. That's the jury, of course. I give her 1, then gave him 2. Why? That must be what he did with the tarts, you know.
Never!
Then the words don't fit you. It's a pun. Let the jury consider their verdict.
No! No! Sentence first. Verdict afterwards.
Stuff and nonsense. The idea of having the sentence first.
Hold your tongue!
I won't.
Off her with her hand!
Who cares for you? You're nothing but a pack of
Wake up, Alice, dear.
Oh, I've had such a curious dream.
Why? What a long sleep you've had. It was a curious dream, dear, certainly. But now run into your tea. It's getting late.